Hey guys, it's Lance from Laws of Physio, and in this video we're going to go through the basics of getting into the gym. Gym can be intimidating. This is the program that I give to people who are starting in the gym. Very easy introduction, and it's stuff you can do at home to build your confidence, your foundation and your form before you transition into a gym setting. If you have no experience doing any kind of resistance training at all, and you do want to get into some sort of lifting, the most basic program we would get started on would be a push, a pull and a leg program. We'll do that in one kind of session, so it'd be technically a full body workout, but 3 exercises are the bare minimum to get started, and these are those exercises. So at the most basic level, a pushing movement would be some sort of push-up. So depending on your strength level, we can adapt the exercise so you can get the technique correct and slowly progress it before you get into the gym. So we're gonna start with a bench push-up. Okay, so you can do this at your kitchen counter, your bed, something with a bit of elevated height. The beauty of this exercise is you can use your legs to support your upper body, so you can start to build upper body strength, but using your legs to kind of spot and support yourself. So best way to set up is if you celebrate, yep, you bring that down, that is your starting position. So maintaining this position here, coming up onto my knees to start with, you're going to bring your chest to touch the bench and then back up like that. So coming down, pushing back up. As you feel more confident, then you can put more pressure on your upper body. So bringing your legs out like this, coming down and then pushing up, okay? In terms of repetitions, because we're building technique at the moment, you want to do anywhere between 5 to 20 repetitions. Once you feel like your technique is starting to waver, so you're shaking a bit too much, that's when you take a break, and then you take about a minute or 2 break until you feel refreshed again and back to normal, and then you repeat another set. You want to do about 3 sets. So the next movement is your lower body movement. So your squat is probably one of the best movements you can do for your lower body. Works your back, works your bum, your legs, works a bit of balance as well, okay? A lot of people get intimidated by the squat because they feel like the technique's a bit off or they can't achieve the full range of motion. That's fine, we're gonna do the basics and progress from there, okay? So what you're gonna do is start in a seated position, okay? You want your heels to be in line with your hip, just like that, okay? You can choose to keep your feet either straight or slightly externally rotated. That's completely fine. So what you're gonna do is you're just gonna stand up, cool, and then you're just gonna sit back down. So that is one squat. So in the practice, I do teach people how to squat using this technique. Everyone knows how to sit and stand from a chair. It's your perfect technique for a squat every single time. So you want to build up the foundation. Once you feel comfortable, then you can lower the seat and it'll be exactly the same as a squatting technique. So from here, if you do need to assist yourself, you can push off your arms to get up and nice and controlled on the way down. Once that feels comfortable, you can lower to a stool or you can come off a little bit and then practice squatting to a deep position and then coming back up. For this one, again, you can push it as far as 20 repetitions, going for about 3 sets, making sure you have that adequate rest in between so you feel refreshed again and your body can reset and actually adapt to the volume you're giving it. For the pulling variation, we're going to do some sort of a row. So I recommend using a resistance band. You can find a cheap one on Amazon. There should be a link down here somewhere. I feel like this should be in everyone's gym bag because it's great for warm-up, it's great for stretching, and a good way to just get things moving. So if you don't have this, you can use something relatively heavy at home. So bottle of oil, bottle of milk, your luggage, your bag, something with a bit of weight, okay? So we're gonna use the band as a demo today. Starting position, you're going to stand shoulder width apart, similar stance to the squat. For the band today, we're going to stand on that band, okay? And the starting position is you're going to stick your bum out as much as you can, trying to keep your back nice and straight. So notice I'm not bending down like this. I'm keeping my chest up, okay, and my back nice and supported. In this position, I'm just going to pull towards my stomach and squeeze my shoulder blades together, okay? Notice in this position, I'm not shrugging, okay? I'm just pulling and squeezing the bottom part of my shoulder blades together. This is a bent over row. Really good exercise to work majority of the musculature in your back, but also working the stability muscles in your lower back so you can prevent back pain. Majority of the time, people struggle with the setup in that position. So focus on good technique. You shouldn't feel any pain in your lower back at all. If anything, you should feel a bit of a stretch in your hamstrings from being in that position. Absolutely normal. If you are feeling it in your lower back, it might not be a good posture. Start on focusing on really shooting the hips back. The more you can hip hinge or shoot your hips back, the less pain you'll feel in your actual lower back. 3 sets of 20 reps again. This is just a variation with weights at home. So starting position, holding the weights, pulling, just like that, squeezing the lower back. And it's gonna strengthen that pulling movement. So if you're a little bit more advanced or you're finding that just doing 3 exercises is a bit too easy, we can break that down further into doing 7 exercises. Okay, so on the push variation, you can do a vertical push, which is something overhead. You could do a horizontal push, which is something in front of you. Also with pull, you can do a vertical pull, like a pull up or a pull down. You can do a horizontal pull, such as a row. With the leg variations, you can do a variation of a squat, a variation of a hip hinge, and a variation of a carrying movement. So let's go through some exercises for that right now. On the first workout, we went through a horizontal pull, so that was the push-up. If you get good at that push-up technique, it will translate into the gym as a flat dumbbell press. If you feel like you need a bit of a boost or a change in your program, we can do a vertical push as well. So this would be some sort of overhead press. So I've got 2 kilos in each hand here. This is the same as you using like a bottle of milk or something with a little bit of weight at home. So starting in this top position, okay, the very top position is you celebrating, yay, come back down, and you're gonna do reps of that at home. So this will get your shoulders a bit stronger, as well as your tricep, your arm muscles, okay? Making sure that you're nice and slow and controlled. You shouldn't really be shaky. If you're finding that you're shaking too much, it means you're getting fatigued and your body's adapting, which is good, but you shouldn't ever go anywhere past this position. This is where you can end up hurting your shoulder and dislocating it. So as you come up, your elbow and your wrist should be in line with your ear. And if you do have shoulder mobility issues, so a lot of people who are very kyphotic in this posture, they'll find it very difficult to get back here. You do need to do a little bit of stretching. There are some videos on this channel for you to stretch your mid-back. So initially we did a horizontal pull. Okay, we're gonna use the TheraBand again today. This is a good way to build up to your first pull-up, okay? We're gonna change it and make a vertical pull this time. So at home, find something solid. You can tie this around. Otherwise, if you tie a knot to your resistance band and you close the door on it, that will act as this lever as well. But luckily here we have a bit of a cage, so we're just gonna loop this around that cage, okay? And you're gonna do what we call a lat pull down, okay? So in the gym, you have the machine where you start above the head and you pull it down to your chest. We're gonna do exactly the same movement there, okay? So I'm gonna kneel down in this position, pulling down to the chest, coming back up. Down to the chest, come back up, okay? So good substitute to get you ready for a overhead pull or a pull down or pull up. So add that into your routine. Again, really working on technique. If you get to the bottom position and you find that you can also do this internal rotation movement, okay, you're going too far. You should only come down to the point where it touches your chest and then back overhead. We've completed the upper body version, the upper body part of this workout. We're gonna do the lower body part. So the very beginner program, we did squats, okay? The second thing we were gonna mention would be some sort of a hip hinge. So today we're gonna do some sort of a Romanian deadlift, okay? So your traditional deadlift is triple extension. So you bend at your hips, your knees, and your ankle to lift and pick up this weight, okay? A Romanian deadlift is when you keep your knees and your ankles in a static position. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna translate your hip back and forward. A really good exercise to rehab your back as well as stretching the nerves in your leg, okay? You can do this without weight. So I'll demonstrate it without weight and then we'll go into using weight here. Starting in your squat stance, so about shoulder width apart, slightly externally rotated. You're gonna put your hands on your thighs, keeping the chest up, so nice and proud chest. You're going to think about sliding your hands to touch your knees, and the main focus is trying to get your bum to go out to touch that wall. Okay, so chest up, really sticking that bum out. And you'll get to the point where you feel this big stretch through your hamstrings. That's where I'm feeling it right now. And this is the spot where I'm gonna hold it for about 2 counts, 1, 2, and then standing up again. That is your basic technique for a Romanian deadlift. As you get better at this movement, you become more flexible and then you'll be able to get lower, okay? But majority of people don't need to go further than their knees. You should only feel the stretch in your hamstring and your glutes and nothing in your back, okay? So starting over here, coming down to bring the weight. At the top, you're gonna shoot the hips back as much as you can. I feel a stretch there and I'm just gonna stand up, okay? Just keep in mind that I'm not hyperextending. You're just standing up nice and tall naturally. You can squeeze the bum cheeks or the glutes just to make sure you stabilize at the top, but never hyperextend or lean back. Coming down and then back up, okay? Awesome. So starting off, working on technique for this, 3 sets of 20 is very safe. And the last movement that we'll need for your very basic program is some sort of a carry. So there are a few movements that humans are made to do very well. Carrying is one of those movements, okay? So we're gonna practice that at home. So just find something with a little bit of weight. You can find bags, you know, bottle of milk. So we're just gonna use kettlebells today. Starting very light, you're just gonna grip the kettlebell and you're gonna do what we call a farmer's walk. Just walking, keeping your torso nice and strong, nice and straight. You shouldn't be too wobbly, and you're just gonna walk for time. So usually 30 seconds to a minute is a good place to start. This is good to work on your upper body, so your traps in your shoulders, as well as your core. We're teaching your spine to be stable as you carry and manipulate weight. So very good for back rehab and a good one to finish off the workout. So that's it for today's video. So a very basic workout. If you are a bit worried to get started, you can start at home. All of these exercises are designed to be completed at home until you build up the strength and the confidence to transition into a gym setting. Once you're in the gym, it's exactly the same thing, just with heavier weight. Keep that in mind, keep it nice and slow. It does take your body about 3-ish weeks to acclimate or adjust to what you're doing. So you might be a bit sore for about 3 weeks, but if you don't push too hard and go into pain, you should be okay. So try that out. If you want to progress it to that 7 exercise workout, you can as well. And then you're just gonna get a good strong foundation before you get into the gym. If you like this, please leave a like and I'll see you soon.